Hey there, Mark. In this video, I am going to show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni again, and I just work with business owners across the state of Utah. So I put together this quick custom video for you about your online presence and specifically how you're stacking up against competition. So at this point, I'm sure you're most likely sitting there asking yourself, why would she be doing this and what's the catch? Well, that is a fair question. What I have found is that most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business. Maybe they're swamped with payroll, helping customers, answering questions, dealing with employees, and just staying on top of jobs that many times learning how to leverage the internet to benefit your company just gets buried underneath all of the other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time the only reason you may not have hired somebody is because you might not know who to trust or know who is truly an expert. So that is exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy free attack plan of actual things that they can do to impact their business for free, it has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, hey, I like you, Seleni. Can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, then shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan that I give to you and do it yourself, that totally works for me too. Now, let's go ahead and cover the 3 things that are going to set Brent's interiors above your competition. First would be content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. So first up is content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't just know what you do. It has to be told through your content. Content is basically going to be anything here that you can see here on your homepage that is highlighted. So this can be text, it can be images, what your pictures are saved as, what's behind the pictures, all of that can be considered content. Now, to give you an example here, again, of what I mean with content, if we went ahead and did a right click, save as, I can see you've got your image saved as content with a bunch of letters and numbers in that one. Sorry, let's stop here. Save as, I can see friends, send friends. Oh, that one's a video. Let's jump up here into a image. You can see it's just card with a bunch of letters and numbers. Again, alternatively here, this would be a great way to be able to leverage high volume keywords by including those here in your detailed image descriptions. Again, all of these things are things that the Google bots can read and basically get an idea of what is this business, what services are they offering, what areas are they targeting, and all of that is going to position you in the search rankings. So the goal is having unique and authoritative content, and you need to have enough of it to be able to add in the right keywords and phrases that people are going to be searching for in Google in order for them to find the services that you offer. And I guess I should say services and products. I'm so used to saying just services, but services or products. Again, most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank number 1 on Google for flooring companies, the average content count is 1,500 words on your homepage, again, while making sure that it has the right keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for. When I've copied your content here from your homepage and plugged it into a tool, I can see that your homepage is sitting around 590 words here on your homepage. Flipping over into one of your top competitors, we've got St. George Flooring here. They are ranking currently as number 1 in my search here tonight. And when I went ahead through their content and plugged theirs in, I can see that their site is sitting around 600 words on their homepage. So a very beatable area to help increase that and using the right keywords and phrases so that you guys are able to get found. Again, very beatable. Now, we're gonna actually head over here into one of my tools here. This tool is called Ahrefs. It's a really cool tool. It essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google's looking at when it does come to ranking a site. So I can get a pretty dang good idea of what is working well for you and your competition. Right off the bat here, I can see how many keywords their website is being found for and roughly what type of traffic that is driving in every single month. Now we're actually going to take a moment and dive specifically into the keywords since we are talking about content here. And we can take a look at the exact keywords that they are ranking for and what your customers are searching for every single month. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it by location and type in St. George here just to help highlight it. It makes it a little bit easier to see. Right off the bat, if we look at this position column here, you can see these top keywords here. They're ranking pretty much in the first 3 or at least high positions here for these different keywords. And we'll kind of go through these specifically. You can see here we've got St. George Flooring. It is a little bit of a branded keyword for their company being named at, but it's also something that people will type into Google when they are trying to find a flooring company there. Now, that keyword is being typed 90 times every single month. Similarly, we've got flooring, St. George, Utah being searched 60 times per month. Flooring St. George 30 times per month, Carpet St. George 80 times every single month, Carpet Store St. George, Utah 60 times per month, Carpet St. George, Utah 40 times. You kind of get the idea there, and then it kind of goes along down with like vinyl. Whoops, I did not mean to click into that. Let's go back. Back into like the vinyl and different products that way as well. So really cool to be able to see what type of key phrases that they are being found for in high ranking positions for that. Now in this same tool, we're going to jump over here. I've got your URL plugged in here, and I can see the exact same overview here. I can see how many keywords are being found on your website here, as well as what type of traffic it is driving every single month. Now, again, obviously with it being 0, there's really nothing to jump into and look at, but really wanting to pay attention to these different keywords here that you could be being found for, but that your content just is not optimized in a way that you're being found for these. But what would happen to your business, and what would change if we were able to get you getting this type of traffic of these different key phrases that people are searching for when it comes to flooring? What would that do for your company to get all that traffic, or like I said, even just a percentage of that traffic? So again, first thing to do to beat out your competition is just increasing your content here, making sure it's keyword rich here, because that's what's helping drive your competitor's business, and it is 100% beatable if you're able to get that done. Now we're going to jump over here into Google. If I can get that to pull open. Okay, so right here I have this keyword flooring St. George, Utah plugged in here into the top of my search bar. Of course, the first things that we typically see are ads sections. I thought I saw some ads earlier, but must not be there anymore. Just as a quick thing, because we do usually see those sponsored ads at the top, just remember that ads can work, but they can also be a money pit if your website's not dialed in or customers are using an ad blocker. So just be really careful to not burn through your money on Google Ads until you know for sure that your site is going to convert. But we're actually going to jump down here below what the ads normally would be into this area. This is the coveted map section here. This area has a lot to do with the second important thing that we're going to talk about, which is citations. And you're probably asking yourself, great, but what's a citation? Why do they matter? Well, those are great questions. So this is called the Google Map Pack. I'm sure you've seen it. You've probably used this section. Maybe you've even thought to yourself, how can I get my business up on here? Well, that is a great question. And it's about what I'm going to show you here. So to get yourself into the top 3, the number one thing that Google looks at is a thing called citations. So what is a citation? Well, just super simple. It's your business name, address, and phone number listed on as many online directories, kind of similar to these. Having citations helps Google to be able to verify you and then give relevance to your local business. So to push your business up here in the top 3 spots, the number one thing you can do is help increase your citation game. When you get more citations than your competitors over here, especially authoritative and industry specific, your credibility boosts, you gain more trust from Google, and therefore pushes you above your competition. So you might be asking yourself, great, but how do I actually do that? Well, there are paid tools that'll tell us the exact directories that your competition is listed on here, and then we can go out and get those. But of course, we don't want to just stop there. We want to keep going. We want to dominate them. What we've seen is that most flooring companies are ranked here near the top. They're usually sitting around 50 to 150 citations. So if you're pushed down below that, maybe second or third page, you might only have 10 to 20 citations. So we not only need to go get those citations that'll match your top competitors, but then we need to beat them out online. Now, let's talk about the third thing that I wanted to go over with you today, which is backlinks, or often called link juice. And this third pillar is really going to help you dominate here on Google. So again, when we typed in flooring St. George, Utah, there it is, and scroll down below the maps, we get down here into the organics listing section here. Now, when we are scrolling down here, we can see you guys are not ranking number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do see you down here though in the 6th spot here on Google. So not bad, but we want to be optimally in these first 3 spots. Google statistics have shown that the top 3 businesses here get about 75% of the clicks, meaning that most of your potential customers are choosing from one of these first 3 results and are never making it down to your listing. And of course, I did forget to mention as well, even being up here in the map packs, if you're able to dominate even one spot here as well as a spot here, When people are searching that in, about 40% of the searches attribute to going to, especially call to clicks here in the map pack, and then 60% coming down here into the organics listing. But then again, out of that 60 down here, about 75% of the people are coming to these first 3 results. So again, to be able to be here and get in the top 3, you really just need to beat out your competition in every aspect. So you need authority. So how do you get that? Well, this is where the backlinks come into play. This is when one website links to another website online. The easiest way to think about backlinks is kind of like a popularity contest back in high school. You want the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest, the business with the most relevant link juice or authority wins. And I do say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you guys are a flooring company, right? You wouldn't want to get a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back to you because you don't make ice cream. Although tasty, that backlink would be useless to you. But if you had one from like a local blog or industry specific site linking back to you, that would be much more effective. Now again, if we jump back over here into my tools, I can see you got 22 backlinks being pointed back to your website. It's not bad. It's a great start. It's just not dominant. If I jump over here into your competitor, let's jump over here, you can see they've got 116 backlinks being pointed back to them, and some from very strong, relevant sources. So again, how do we get these? Well, here with this tool, I can actually dive in. I can see the exact sites that they're being linked back to, and we can go out and get those exact same links for your business. Again, very beatable with time. Getting you here to the top of Google, it is not magic. It's just a tried and true method, and I have shown you that exact method here today. So again, the 3 things that you can do today to help grow your online presence is first, increasing your content count here and making sure that it has the right keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for in your area so that your company gets found. Second is citations, just making sure you get your name, address, and phone number listed on as many online directories like these, so that way you can beat out your competition. And then lastly was backlinks, just making sure that you guys are getting more quality sites linked back to you. We especially want to focus on quality and relevancy here. That way it really helps your company here to show Google that you guys are the authority. Again, if you implement these strategies today, you can be #1 across Google. So I'm sure you're sitting there asking yourself, okay, well, what now? Well, you really have a few options here. First, if you feel like you cannot handle any other clients coming into your store, that is absolutely fair. If you could just send me a quick note telling me you watched the video, tell me your thoughts about it, I'd really appreciate your feedback. On the other hand, if you're ready to grow, then you can take this blueprint and implement these 3 strategies on your very own today. I gave you the exact formula that businesses pay tons of dollars to have, and it is all yours to use to help your company. Now, if you found this information valuable, and if you're still one of those business owners to still raise their hands for the most effective route, go ahead and respond to my email. We'd set up a time to chat. Again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your email. Have a good one.